Welcome into Chatterbox Bearcats. I'm hosting tonight's postgame show. I am Nick Niehaus. Hudson Clowkey is joining me tonight. All right, the Cincinnati Bearcats get the job done against Tarleton State, 76-58, in a game where dozens of people saw it live. Hudson, it was an empty Fifth Third arena tonight. I mean, I guess people are expecting snow. I guess it is Monday night. I guess we're playing Tarleton State. Or I guess people are finally upset that Wes Miller hasn't done anything in his 5 years as head coach of the University of Cincinnati. Yeah, we could talk about the game, I guess. There's some good things, there's some bad things, but it's what the game encompasses, I think, that, we will probably be touching on in the post-game show. But let's just get your thoughts, Hudson. Let's talk about, first off, the lack of attendance. I'm going to look up the attendance that's there. They don't have it up on ESPN, but I was there for myself to see in the first half, and it was bad. It was really, really bad.
If there was anybody left on West Miller Island, they're gone. They really are. That Eastern Michigan loss sealed it. And then you come out after that, just an embarrassing home performance. And you're up 2 points against Tarleton State of the WAC with Billy Gillespie as the coach on his retirement tour. They got 7 guys out. The second leading scorer in the country is out. You should win this game by 60. They came out flat. They looked terrible. So I think, truly the writing is on the wall that this thing is coming to a historic collapse here, and it's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Unless some miracle happens here, this team just doesn't have it. I mean, if you have one, it's like they've been playing tight games against the Mount St. Mary's, the Georgia States. They got pretty much dominated by Eastern Michigan. Good teams don't do that. It's really rare to see a team that can turn it around after what we've seen. So, and I think you're seeing the fan base actually just be disinterested, just fully apathetic. Hey, this team sucks. We know they suck. I don't want to waste my Monday night over there. Because even historically with Wes, he usually got people into the stands regardless. And, after 5 straight years of the same bullshit, you're going to lose the fan base. And I think we're seeing it.
Yeah, even me. Chuck always mentions how, I'm always there stomping my foot. I'm usually the loudest person in Fifth Third Arena. And I'm just sitting there. I'm watching us just put up a stinker against Tarleton State on a Monday night in front of 5,000 fans. And I'm not saying anything. I'm sitting there with my arms crossed, and I just don't even care. I just don't even care. Like I said on the postgame show of Wednesday's loss to Eastern Michigan, you're going to have a lot of fans cheering against the team to get Wes Miller out of here. Now, that's not going to be the case Friday night. Everybody's going to be getting up for that, obviously. But there's everywhere you look on the internet, I'm all over the place, obviously, because we do this podcast. I want to be dialed in everywhere. And just the comments you see from people, it's so negative. Everyone's like, I don't really care about this game. I'd rather we lose. And I don't think that's fair to the players necessarily, but I don't blame anybody for saying that because it has gotten so bad at Fifth Third Arena. And you just watch the game tonight against Tarleton State, and there's no flow. There's no energy. Tarleton State, like you said, had 7 guys out. 7. Their best player, their best rebounder. Those are 2 different guys. And we are camping back in our half-court defense while they have a 6-man rotation playing 30-plus minutes a game, and we're letting them walk the ball at the floor. We just lost to Eastern Michigan. Get up on them full court and make them run. I can't believe it. Hudson, I was fuming. I left at halftime to come home so I could do the show, and honestly, I wasn't having fun anyway. And I'm like, why are they just walking the ball up the floor? They have 6 people playing. Unreal.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss of words. I just don't know what to really say. I mean, look, dude, it took a historic 3-point shooting night for us to get out of a 2-possession game in the second half. We had 15 threes. We shot 42%. We turned the ball over 20 times. Like you said, they have no players on the damn roster anymore. It's just insane. It's just bad passing. We don't know how to pass the ball into the post to save our lives. Mustafa Cham was an absolute zero. A game like this, he should be absolutely all over the place. You know, they throw out the zone. We're going to see the zone against Xavier again, folks. If you're any team in the history of basketball, you're playing zone against this UC team, against any UC team under Wes Miller. We've never been able to crack the zone. Finally, we shot him out of the zone. We still didn't look good against man. We just shot the ball well from three. It's really tough to say, hey, what's the answer here? You know, or look, I know the numbers came out. We were 154th in the net. That's pretty damn bad. I think Marist is ahead of us. We were making fun of Xavier for the Marist close game. I think Marist is actually a couple slots ahead of us right now. We're 215th ranked in Ken Palm offense. Our boy Trilly said that's the worst in program history. I believe it because I don't remember a team I've ever seen that's been worse on the offensive side of the basketball. It's like, what do you do, man? What do you do? And it almost looks like Wes is kind of like, they showed him on the sidelines, and he wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there. And I'm like, is he giving up? Is he like, this is it for me? I'm toast. I mean, hey, credit to them, I guess, for winning the second half by 16. They almost covered. I was going to be so pissed off if they covered. They didn't deserve it. But I mean, yeah, it's like, what do you look to? Like this Xavier game, I have no idea what the spread's going to be. I don't know how you don't favor Xavier.
I think you might. I mean, Xavier's top 100 in the net, right? Or they're like 105. Well, we're 154. That's a joke. We're below.
Usually it doesn't matter in December.
It doesn't.
But it's like we've seen, we've seen, like, you don't do this against these. We were calling them bye games. Remember this? We were like, dude, it just sucks. We got these bye games. You're not going to really learn anything. I actually did learn a lot. I learned that we suck. I learned that we absolutely suck. It's a travesty, man. I'm literally just, I'm shaking. I can't even realize how bad we have fallen, man. It's embarrassing.
We need a Skyline Chili call to the bullpen for Lily to come into the show and tell us to shut up because the net rankings, he texted us. We were all pissed off about it in the group chat. And he's like, I can't believe they even released these on December 1st. I guess they're very volatile at this point in the season. So we could have covered tonight and gone up like 40, 50 spots, something like that. So that's not earth shattering. It's still really bad because we are below Northern Kentucky. Just got into D1 10 years ago, Northern Kentucky. It's embarrassing. The offense is embarrassing. J-Dub said in the comments, he's like 0 post offense again this year. You look at the offense, they're just passing it around the arc. There's a lack of movement. There's a lack of, and I know I already screamed saying make Tarleton State run on offense. Put some pressure on them defensively. Like, be aggressive on offense. We have no like slashers. Like, the closest thing we have to a slasher is Sincere Harris, and I don't know. I like Sincere Harris, so I'll just stop there. But it's really hard to watch, Hudson. It is hard to watch. Can we get a few positives? Historic 3-point shooting night, like you said. Shout out Kirk Creesa. He finally saw some go through the hoop. He was 6 for 11 from 3-point. He had 20 points a season high. Obviously, career high in the Bearcat uniform. Sean Abai of 10 points. He did not shoot very well from 3, 1 for 4. Day Thomas is our best offensive player. If you would have told me that going into this season, I would say we are in danger. Do you agree?
I would agree with you. I mean, I love the way he's playing. Don't get me wrong. You needed somebody else to step up because he is clearly our best player really across the board right now.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you're looking at positives, they did draw up a couple of plays for Day when he was getting hot and got him some open looks, which I like to see instead of just doing our pass around the perimeter until the end of the shot clock. Wes Miller actually drew up a couple of plays for our best player to get some shots up, and he knocked him down, and he played great. And you're right, Kirk Creesa, like, he was awesome. Like, other than that, it's like, okay, it's Tarleton State. Like, you're supposed to dominate. It's just hard to watch these games when you know what the Big 12 is going to be. I mean, these games are at home, man. Like, you got to protect home court. Like, you lost to Eastern Michigan. You come out like this to Tarleton State. What's going to happen when Kansas arrives? You know, what's going to happen when you play Texas Tech on the road, man? What's going to happen when you play any team in the Big 12? Like, it doesn't look good. Again, the net ranking thing, it's really irrelevant. Like, we were like 12 in the country last year to start the season. It's all irrelevant, but there's not a lot of positives you can see now. I still think we're going to beat Xavier. That's crazy to say. I still think we're going to do it. Now, does that really mean like, hey, this is a good team? Absolutely not. I'm still very, very concerned, but I still have a little bit of hope that maybe we can get some joy out of a win Friday with a Martino's miracle in the house. How about that?
Yeah, let's plug that real quick. We are sponsored by Martino's. They are our presenting sponsor, and we will have a live show, live pregame, live postgame, live watch party at Martino's starting at 7:00 Friday night. Make sure you be there. We will have obviously all the drinks. We will have, they have all the drinks. They have all the food, everything you need. And we'll obviously be mingling there. I believe probably upstairs to Martino's. If I had to guess, that's what we did for the Kansas game. We're calling that the Martino's Miracle, the Kansas on the road football game where Noah Jennings had a one-handed catch to save the season at that point in time. And the season obviously did not end up being saved whatsoever as November hit. And we know what happens in November under Scott Satterfield. All right, yeah, Hudson, I didn't want to put shade on Day Thomas's name by saying if he's our best player, we're in danger, because I really like him and I think he's a really good Bearcat. So I kind of want to retract that, but he's the only one who really is showing up day in, day out. Now, Baba Miller was hurt. I've said it a couple times where I think we go as far as Sean Abayev and Baba Miller go. Those two need to play like they're superstars on Friday night. Is there anybody else that you look at and you're like, we really need this guy to show up?
Mustafa Cham. We just need a lot more. And it wasn't it's not all his fault. He had one shot attempt in 22 minutes. He's 7'2", man. You're playing Tarleton State. Their best bigs are out. It's not all his fault. We just didn't give him enough touches. You got to get the ball into the paint. I think they mentioned it. We had how many 36 3-point shots. We only had 18 points in the paint. You're supposed to, when you're playing inferior opponents, you're supposed to dominate the inside. And we have the length to do so now. Do we have that post presence, the back to the basket scorer? It certainly doesn't look like it. We got the ball to Baba a decent amount in there. He was getting stripped. And I know, if you want to do another positive, Baba Miller got at least one game under his belt before we played Xavier. And he looked rusty. He had 7 turnovers. You hope that it can only go up from there. But I think you need a lot of guys to step up, man. You need Baba to have a great game. You need Sean Abayev to shoot the ball pretty well. And you need Mustafa Cham to have his imprint on the game. At least he had 4 blocks. I'll give him that. But when you're not giving him any touches, he gets disengaged. And you see that at every level where bigs, if they don't get the ball, they're kind of lost out there. They're not as energetic. They're not, moving their feet, things like that. So try to get him involved early at a minimum so he's engaged. And, yeah, those are the things, man. We need more from Mustafa. We know it from everybody, probably besides Day Thomas at this point.
Absolutely. And I think we need, and I already mentioned him and Baba, but Sean Abayev on paper, it looked like he had a decent game, but I just need that 3-point shot to go in. That's going to be the guy that we call upon to hit a big shot, I feel like. Except Day Thomas might be playing himself into that role. He did last year, but again, that last year team was awful. And we were hoping this year we would be much better. And at this point, I would say we're probably even, if not worse, considering we lost to Eastern Michigan. Sean Abayev, are we starting to get a little worried about his shooting ability? We saw his tape in high school. We know he has the ability to do it. He was doing it against other D1 guys. You look at some of the overtime elite guys that played in that league. They're going D1. They're going P4. These aren't Hudson. I know you were probably a lockdown defender. He's not going up against some kids that end up going to OU or Miami or UC, just to obviously further their academic careers. But I just we need to pull up his career 3-point, shooting stats, because I don't know, man. I'm okay with him taking bad shots, but I got to start going in.
They do, and it almost even if he's missing them, it doesn't matter. He has to take them. If we want to be any good, Sean Abayev is going to have to be a volume shooter, and he's going to have to make a decent chunk of those. We haven't seen it yet, but we don't have another guy to play in that spot. We absolutely need Sean Abayev to step up, and it's asking a lot from a freshman. And we said that coming in, guys, we're not talking about DeBanza or, Peterson. Like, he's not like a top 5 consensus pick. Like, we're not going to see that. But he's clearly got the talent. He hasn't found it from long range. He's averaging like 12, shooting 37% from the field. Not great numbers, but you still see it there. Like, we need him to keep shooting, and I don't think he's going to lose confidence. The difference with the high school stuff is, like, he was the guy. I mean, they were giving him 30 shots a night. So you got to do it more efficiently with lower volume. We haven't seen it yet, but I'm hoping maybe just by the law of averages, he figures it out and starts knocking down some shots. And maybe Kirk Kriisa just shoot it 12 threes a game. Because just the stroke that he has, I know he's had a couple stinkers, but at this point with our offense, that might be one of our best shots is Kirk Kriisa just launch it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Sean Abayev is shooting 24% from 3 this year. So, yeah, we definitely need to be better than that. Speaking of volume and efficiency, an old friend was at the game tonight. Jizzle James. Jizzle James was in attendance. That's definitely a storyline. So, Dan Horde said on the broadcast he's currently in school. I think he's around the team. I don't know if that's been announced or anything, but he's probably not going to play. I would assume he's definitely not going to play. If you said he's going to play, Lily might find the link out to the show himself, hop on and scream at us because Lily has been saying there is no way Jizzle James is playing this season. But what do you think about him just being back in, fifth, third?
Hey, good for him. Sounds like he's, back on tracks, currently enrolled from everything I hear. Everybody's the conjecture online is like he's going to play. I mean, maybe that's like in his back pocket. Wes Miller, we go 0-6 in the Big 12, and he's like, screw it, Jizzle, you're back, baby. And at this point, I'm like, the offense can't be worse. No. Like we could argue all day, like, was Jizzle James efficient? The guy could put the ball in the basket at the end of the day, and we sure as hell cannot do it. No, he's from all things that we've seen, he's not going to play. It would be very bizarre to have a guy just pick up out of nowhere after being, basically suspended from the basketball team for the first how many games we've played. But hey, good for him. That's another positive. Jizzle James back around the program. Looks like he's doing well.
Yeah. Also, aren't we out of roster spots? I don't know how it works, but also the season already started. You can't just add them, right? I don't. You could probably do whatever. I mean, we got G League guys playing college now, so I don't think it.
I don't know if there's rules. They said Tarleton has 19 guys on the roster. What the hell is that?
I did not.
That's what they said. They're like, they got 19 guys though. I was like, what do you mean? Like, who are these kids? Like, they got a football field or a football team out there on the court?
I didn't see that. Yeah. Okay. So one more take about, Jizzle James. Chuck doxed me on last episode being like, oh, Niehaus, he thinks Jizzle's no good. He thinks we're better off without him. That was a take that I first off texted in private. Thanks, Chuck. Again, thank you. And that was before I realized how bad we are offensively. At this point on this team, we could absolutely benefit from Jizzle James because you just still, other than Day-Day and Sean Abayev when he's hitting, but he hasn't, don't have a guy who's going to get the ball and be an alpha and put the ball through the hoop.
The problem is, yeah, no, absolutely. Jizzle James, as we've seen, could certainly help this basketball team. Whatever the arguments were prior, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. This is one of the worst offensive units that UC has ever put on a basketball court. The problem is, regardless of what you think about Jizzle James, I don't know if Kevin Durant could come on this roster and all of a sudden we'd be good. Like, there's a coaching problem. Clearly, we see guys that come to this program and we go, oh, maybe it's just a roster construction issue. They go elsewhere. They play really well. I mean, it's like Dylan Mitchell, Victor Locken, Arrington Page is putting up historic numbers for his career right now. You see it time and time again where guys leave and get better. So I don't think it has really anything to do. Like, I think these players in a vacuum are good. Clearly, there is a coaching issue. I don't know what that is exactly. The offense is so stagnant. It's just insane. And then you see guys leave and get better. So, I mean, I think it really all starts with Wes Miller. And that's the problem. So I don't know if anything can really save this team. But, hey, at this point, throw Jizzle James in. Get him a uniform. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, you got through what would some consider a what God, I just can't even think of the freaking term. Wes Miller's got me just absolutely cooked.
Letdown spot, not really. Look ahead game, whatever. What am I even thinking of, Hudson? Anyway, the point is, you got the Crosstown Shootout Friday night. Wes Miller has the ability to have people buy back in to an extent. You win that game on Friday, and people are bought back in for Clemson, for Georgia, and you got to win those two as well. It's a dangerous path if you lose Friday. If you lose on Friday, Chatterbox Bearcats is coming on the podcast, and we're starting our own hot board. All right? Because Wes Miller is as good as gone. Barring a miracle. Everything I'm saying here is barring a miracle. You know?
I mean, yeah, it's like you look down the schedule. You got Xavier Friday, then you play your next game is Georgia a week later. If you win those two games, I don't think Georgia's some, superstar team by any means. You win those two games, you could have me teetering like, okay, maybe. And then we'll probably lose to Alabama State after that, obviously. But you win those two games against a big rival and a power team in the SEC at Georgia, then maybe. And if you beat Clemson, then you might get me back on board. If you win all three, which at this point, it's like kind of crazy to even think about that. That's like a dream, dude. Like there's no way we're winning all three of these games, man. And then we get to open up Big 12 play to the number 2 or number 3 Houston Cougars, baby. And we are going to get absolutely ragdolled. I could guarantee you that. And there's no shame in that. But I mean, it's going to be tough getting into Big 12 play and actually like wanting to watch these games. Because the last 4 years have sucked. Don't get me wrong. But it's been really no scenario except towards the end of last year where I wasn't just super amped to watch the Bearcats. And right now it's a struggle to turn on the TV, find the ESPN Plus game, figure out that we're only up 4 against a whack school or something. It's just been really tough watching, man.
Yeah, Hudson, first off, good luck getting ESPN Plus at any bar that you go to. You might have to fight the bartender because of the whole, YouTube short TikTok that you put out, basically coming at all the sports bars in America. There's nobody. You ask somebody to put on a UC game on ESPN Plus at B-Dubs, they're looking at you like you're crazy.
They might throw me out.
They might.
Like, don't even ask that, buddy. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. I wouldn't blame them.
Yeah, well, Graybush Live, trap game. Yes, good grief. I am an idiot. That is what I didn't know where you were going with it. Trap game. God. Goodness. Anyway.
Is anything a trap game, Niehaus? Is anything a trap game anymore? Because I look at it, I go, we could absolutely lose. We could lose every game. Well, we almost did.
I was going to say.
Competing with all these teams.
That's true. I was going to say when you're like, hey, we can win. If we win these next 3, I'm like, what's so sad is that sounds like us in football after the Utah game. You're like, you know what? Hey, you get through Arizona. You got BYU. Now we have BYU at home. We could win. Then you lose Arizona, and then you lose BYU, and then nobody cares anymore. And of course, you get throttled by TCU. So
we need an unpaid intern because I don't know what the stats are on it, but we have to be leading the country as far as like 0 home court or home field advantage for football and basketball. Like it just isn't there. Usually like in basketball specifically, it's like a 10-point difference in the line, in the game line, like on DraftKings or whatever. You'll see it flip 10 points depending on who's got home court. That seems to mean absolutely nothing anymore, which is just crazy.
Well, it's just not loud anymore. And again, like no coming at the fans. I mean, I sat there cross-armed. I didn't say anything, I was upset. What game was it? I think it was Dayton, and nobody was standing up when, it was still in question late. But I blame nobody, I blame nobody anymore. Do we have any more thoughts? We're going to do a ton of content this week, I'm pretty sure. So we have plenty of time for Xavier. But Tarleton State, we've gone 24 minutes. Do you have much more to talk about?
No, man. Regardless of, being at the lowest point in program history, we want everybody to come out Friday night. It'll be fun no matter what happens. Like I said, I think we're going to win against everything that I've seen. My eyeballs have seen. I still think we're going to somehow win this game. But it'll be fun. Martino's. We're starting the pregame show at 7. Buckets will be flowing. I don't even know if they do buckets, pitchers, whatever. We'll have a bunch of booze there so we can drown out our sorrows here. But come on out to that. It'll be fun. Post-game show. And then you guys have a Friday night. But that's all I got for Tarleton.
Hey, you said it best. Come watch the Crosstown Shootout with us Friday night at Martino's. That's it for the Tarleton State postgame show. Cincinnati wins but doesn't cover 76-58 in what was a much closer game than the score represents. That's it for us from Chatterbox Bearcats. Make sure you like on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you give us a 5-star review anywhere you get your audio podcast. See you, everybody.